Hello and welcome to First Team All Vibes, your favorite sports podcast with all of the best vibes. We are here back for another episode. My name is Marissa. I am one of the podcast hosts here, and I am the vibe connoisseur on First Team All Vibes.
And I'm Anthony, and I'm the resident guy that knows ball.
That is correct. We are here with an NFL episode for you guys. As we have said previously, we're going to start splitting up our NBA, NFL episodes so you guys can kind of specialize, if you will. So let's get into it, shall we? I think it's time for the kickoff.
All right, so for the kickoff this week, I want to start with a story from college football.
Interesting, okay.
All right, so I wanted to pick this story because I thought it was right up your alley, and I thought it would be something more fun and interesting we could talk about.
Alrighty.
So let me dive right in.
Please.
So the game was Ole Miss versus LSU.
Okay.
And it had a little bit more of an extra spiciness to it because the head coach of Ole Miss, his name is Lane Kiffin. All right.
Okay.
Now, before the game on Saturday, earlier on in the week, his daughter, Landry Kiffin, decided to hard launch her relationship with the star linebacker from the opposing team.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Okay.
His name is Whitt Weeks.
Whitt Weeks.
White-ass name.
What
Whitt
a name.
Weeks.
That sounds like a cereal.
Or a serial killer.
Right. One of the two.
One of the other.
One of the two.
And so this guy, Whitt Weeks, is a star linebacker for LSU.
Alrighty.
And his daughter, Lane Kiffin, decided to hard launch that relationship on a rivalry game, on rivalry week. And people were questioning, why did she do that? Was it to get in her dad's head right before the game? So she had posted and she had put, a picture of her, all snuggled up with him, putting happy with a smiley face.
Okay.
Now, I thought this was a weird response, and to me, I'm just like, even if you were kind of collaborating in on that to get into your potential father-in-law's head or this man's head, playing games, I think it's more embarrassing on the daughter because the only thing Weeks did was he reposted it and just put, nice, dude. Okay. That was his entire response to it.
Okay.
No period, no emoji, just nice, dude.
Okay.
Like if his bro posted him. Not his girl, mind you, who, I think went out of her way to post him like that. On a rivalry to potentially get into her father's team's head. And all he puts is nice, dude. She responded with thanks, bud. That's it. Okay. So I'm just like, to me, it just seems like he could, with his reaction, I feel like it's a take it or leave it. Like, he's just hitting. You know what I mean?
To me, honestly, kind of just sounds like banter. Like, it just sounds like maybe they talk like that. Like, I don't know. I feel like I've seen a lot of couples be like, call each other bro or, I think that's just how certain people talk.
That's fair.
I probably wouldn't read into it like that, to be honest. Like, I mean, and I also probably would not even say one of them's trying to get, they're in college. I don't think it's that deep. I think that,
I'm also realizing now that they're younger.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, if I posted like that, there's obviously playful names that I can sit here and call my girlfriend Celeste, maybe Big Dog or something.
Exactly.
But there's still a level of love and affection there that maybe just a younger generation is so not serious. But I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. She went out of her way to post that. And in this situation, I would have just given it even a this emoji, something, given a little spice, a little extra.
I mean, maybe I would even say maybe he didn't want to be too extra because he probably already knew this is already going to create a media thing. I don't know. Because it's let's just say you posted Celeste, and you put Big Dog. People would probably be like, what the heck? That's such a weird response. Even though to you, it's a cutesy thing. So I don't know. I feel like he must have known that she was going to post it. There's no way he didn't know, considering the circumstance. Do I think it's juicy tea? Absolutely. Do I think that there is definitely a little wink wink? I could even say, like, maybe she doesn't really like her dad that much, but can we even say, do we know for sure that her dad didn't know that they were dating? You know what I'm saying?
I think he found out after. So
Okay.
Here's what happened too.
Yeah, okay.
Is so in sports betting, there's this thing called the over and under.
Right.
Now, now specifically, I think Lane Kiffin in this situation. So there's, if you want to go by, picking points total, that's both teams scoring. That's an over and under.
Okay.
So let's say LSU and Ole Miss was like 44.5 points. Both teams would have to score 45 to get the over.
Okay.
They would have to do anything but 44 and below to get the under.
Got it. Okay.
Then there's also money line, and that has to do with whether or not you're picking the winner. Now, if somebody is favored over them, and if the money line is, let's say, LSU was favored. LSU was favored in that game.
Okay.
Let's say they were favored 2.5 points.
Okay.
If you're going to pick LSU on the money line to cover, they need to win by 3 points or more. If you pick LSU on, let's say, their line in the plus, they have to lose by 2 or just win.
Okay,
Outright
so
win.
what does this have to do with this college couple?
So Lane Kiffin didn't know. He reacted to the post, and he posted on X, and he just pick the over.
The dad?
Yeah, the dad.
The dad?
He reacted
That's
to it and
crazy.
pick the over.
To me, that's actually
insinuating we're gonna go into LSU and we're gonna beat that ass.
That's actually crazy. I think that's actually crazier than her posting. Because it's like, you're a grown adult. And you're going to tweet about your daughter's relationship. Like, to me, that's a little extra. Not going to lie. I understand. Like, I would like to hope that it's all in good fun. Mm-hmm. But if it's not, that's a little bit petty for a father. You know what I mean? I get the sentiment, though, of him saying that. Like, oh, yeah, now the team's going to be fired up. But it's like, this is your own kid. Like, why would you say that? I don't know. That's a little crazy.
I don't know. Maybe I'm coming from a... Now, here's my perspective on it. I actually don't think Lane was in the wrong.
Okay.
I think the way he posted it, it was kind of a friendly thing.
It was a joke, yeah.
And after the game, so let me just tell you that number 13, Ole Miss, 13 in the country, beat number 4, LSU.
So that's the guy that she's dating, right?
Yeah, they beat them 24-19. So LSU, the guy that the linebacker, the boyfriend, his team lost.
Oh, the boyfriend's
team lost. So it did motivate
the other team. Okay.
They played for their coach. So here was my thing. I think if you're Weeks, one, I wouldn't want to give the opposing team any motivation. So even if, maybe, and I'll say this, maybe he wasn't necessarily aware his girlfriend was going to post that. And if he was, I would think like, come on, bro. Like, maybe post after the game. Hard launch after the game when you win. I feel like that would be more satisfying than like doing it before. Because what if you lose? Because if I'm everybody in that LSU locker room, I'm looking at him like, really, dude? They were more motivated to play because of your girlfriend and what she decided to post.
Yeah.
And Lane had fun with it because after the game, when he was interviewed, he was like, now let me ask, did we cover the over and under? They weren't favored, so technically, I think he was confused by what it meant. I think he just meant like pick us. Okay. I don't think he meant like the point total, like we're gonna score a bunch of points. I just think he meant like we're gonna win. Period.
Like pick the
Pick us.
I get it. Yeah.
And they were and I think the lady was also confused. The woman interviewing him because she was just like, oh no, the game was definitely hit the over.
How many competent reporters?
So he's just like
hire us.
So he just went, you know what? I'm gonna let you go because I'm gonna go find Weeks. I'm gonna talk to him about that we won. So I mean, the ball's on him. Like, you know what? I'm gonna go. That motherfucker. Like, I know he's dating my daughter now. He better shake my fucking hand.
And I'm sure he did.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. I'm sure at the end of the day it was still in good fun because the daughter deleted it. She deleted the post.
Oh, so that's kind of sad, actually.
So my only thing, where I disagree,
young love is.
I don't think Lane ruined it because I think if you know Lane Kiffin, I think he was having fun with the over. But I do think he was also as a coach, you have to use everything you can for motivation.
Yeah.
So I think he used that as motivation for his team.
fair.
Like, hey, play for me. Like, let's embarrass this dude. But I find it more embarrassing
Maybe an ego
if you're
thing,
Landry.
too.
Because, like, I get there's no way this guy barely became her boyfriend that week.
No.
You've had plenty of time to introduce your boyfriend to your dad. You could have done it after the game. I think this man could come and go. We have no idea. Family is for forever. And I think you need to stand by your family. And after the game, it could have even been like a cute post to still stand by your man. Like, you know what? Like, I'm a fan of Ole Miss on the field, but whatever Weeks' number is, he's number one in my heart. Something stupid like that. But I don't know. I just think at the end of the day, you got to pick family. And
I mean, I see where you're coming from. But I honestly just think, like, she's just a girl and she's just in college. Because ultimately, I think it's, like, probably on her that it's just, like, maybe she thought it'd be funny or, like, oh, my God, can you imagine? Like, you know, just for, like, the drama. Probably didn't think that it would, like, obviously result in, like, the team being so, like, cutthroat.
yeah.
Because I'm sure she would not have done it, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure that she doesn't want that to happen to her boyfriend. But I just think that it's, like, at the end of the day, like, these are college students. Like, it would be one thing if this was, like, the NFL, but I'm just kind of like, these are, early 20s at best? Like, of course they're going to do some stupid stuff. Like, how many stupid posts do college students make all the time that are just not in the headlines? Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, she didn't tell her dad about her boyfriend, who's on another team. I would imagine that might be kind of a difficult conversation. You know what I mean? And again, who knows that he didn't know? I don't know. I just feel like it's like, it was probably a little stupid, but it's just that they're so young that I just can kind of like dismiss it a little bit.
At the end of the day, though, let's say that Weeks did not know. Then, and maybe that's why his response was so dry. Because he knew, like, oh, this is bad timing. I know you're trying to be unserious and it's a Gen Z and it's a funny thing to post. But it's just like, maybe he knew, like, I don't want to give him extra motivation. I want to acknowledge you because you're my girlfriend. So, I don't know. Maybe there's a situation where he's upset now because he's like, I fucking lost. Well, maybe that was her grand scheme. Like, you know what? I love my boyfriend, but I know this is going to piss off my dad and I want my dad's team to win. At the end of the day, we don't know her intentions.
Exactly.
I think it was just fun. I think it was unserious.
I could see it being a million things. I could see it being her being kind of dumb. I could see it being them plotting together and thinking it was a good idea and then it backfired. Who knows? But either way, I would attribute it to just youth naivety, if you will. True. Hopefully they get better with PR.
I think, are you millennial? Technically?
I am on the cusp of Gen Z and millennial.
I'm definitely Gen Z.
Yeah, because you're like, what, 2 years younger than me?
And I 3.
3?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Because you're a year older than Michael. Michael's 2 years older than me. Michael's my brother.
Stop exposing me to this podcast.
Michael's my brother. She's old as fuck.
Look, I'm not that old, okay? But I'm certainly not in college anymore. So I can look back and say, like, they're just dumb. Like, they're just
I can definitely
dumb.
understand it. But me and my friends, and anybody that I know that's around my age.
Exactly.
We are very unserious.
Even
and
at our age,
there's
exactly.
times that we don't even know what time and place means because we're just way too unserious.
That's what I'm thinking.
But Landry Kiffin, she gonna learn. She's gonna learn. Whether
is.
it's from her dad or her boyfriend, football is very serious. Wish them the best.
I hope they have a nice dinner together.
They probably did. They probably all went out to dinner.
Exactly.
And Lane was probably just messing with him the whole night.
Yeah, I think it was probably also an ego thing about the dad of like, oh, I have to show this guy who's dating my daughter, like, who's on top. You know what I mean? So, whatever. It's harmless.
So, speaking of a little beef and a little tea, I got the second lead in.
Oh my god!
So earlier this week, now let me fill you in.
Okay.
The Jaguars and 49ers played this weekend.
Right.
The Jaguars got the upset win.
I saw that.
Over the 49ers.
Okay,
It was a great game.
They finally won.
So the biggest thing is the 49ers defense has been pretty solid. Obviously, they lost their best player in Nick Bosa, so he was not playing in this game. But more importantly than that, this game was going to represent some challenges for the 49ers, specifically for their defensive coordinator. He's the one that calls the defensive plays.
Yeah, the defense coach, basically.
His name's Robert Saleh.
Okay.
And earlier this week, he highlighted why it would be such a challenge going up against the Jaguars, which, again, that was Marty's playoff pick team. Their head coach, Liam Cohen, has a very specific, like, in-game sign-stealing method. Now, if you do it in-game and you don't use any mathematics or electronics to do it, sign-stealing is legal. Basically, it's... You have communicators on the sidelines to communicate sometimes
what the play is
with the players, and it's plays to players. So
that seems valid.
So you might let's say you do this, and it's like, okay, I'll
run X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. So you do this, and that's a draw.
Right.
You have to. So they don't really use it as much in the NFL, but specifically they use it on defense. You don't use it on offense because they have the radio and. You know, that's easier to call in.
I'm learning. This is news to me.
So, Robert Saleh, the funny thing is earlier this week, he was talking about how complex his sign stealing is, and he was actually paying him a compliment. He had a very awkward delivery on it, but he was saying like that.
Like they do well.
Yeah, they do that well. They do it legally, and he mentioned legally, they're not doing anything legal, but it's a pain in the ass to deal with, and we're going to have to deal with that on Sunday because they're going to be able to decipher our defensive plays, and they're going to be able to audible into something else on offense.
Okay.
Because Liam Cohen specifically, that's what he does. He's an offensive coach.
Okay.
So he calls the offense for the team, even though he's the head coach.
Right.
So I guess Liam Cohen didn't take that as a compliment. So after the game, they had a heated confrontation to where they were basically cursing each other out.
What?
And the head coach of the 49ers was asked about it after the game in Kyle Shanahan. And he was like, you know, I'm very confused by like why that situation even took place. Like Robert was paying him a compliment. Like, he's doing it legally. So he's like, I don't know why he got so sensitive. So that alerted a lot of people on it. And so when they asked Liam Cohen, the Jaguars coach, about it after the game, he didn't want to talk about it. He had no comments. So the question is it suspicious that he's getting this pressed about it when the 49ers were very complimentary of it and were constantly saying how legal it was? Do you think it's weird? Do you find it suspicious that not only is he so pressed about it, but then at the same time, when he could just be like, oh, sorry, I thought he was like, I didn't hear the full context of it. I thought he was being disrespectful maybe. I didn't know it was a compliment, my bad. The fact that he also didn't want to talk about it and was still pressed about it after, it's raising eyebrows for people in the media. Like, is there something more going on? Is he not wanting people to look this way because he's actually doing something illegal?
I mean, I guess it's possible. That's not the first thing I thought. Honestly, the first thing I thought is a fragile ego, a case of a fragile ego, of a bruised ego. That's what I thought immediately. I thought, oh my God, these grown men are having a shouting match at their job. I mean, be so for real. That just seems so ridiculous to me, not gonna lie. Especially when it was so obviously, like, not like a direct confrontation like that. It sounds like this guy had a bad day. Somebody else bruised his ego first, and this pushed him over the edge. He was ready to get triggered. That's what it sounds like to me. Sounds like this guy has some anger management problems. That's my immediate read. Ego. You got offended, and now you're going to make it everyone else's problem, and that's why you can't even own up to it, because that would require some letting go of that ego and admitting that you overreacted. And that's another red flag of that to me. That's the first thing I thought. I'm not going to lie. Like, I wouldn't jump to like, oh, he's definitely doing illegal things. Maybe he sometimes skirts around the edges. I could see something like that. Or I could see where it's like, maybe sometimes like, you know, he maybe bends the rules, or maybe he does do illegal things. I mean, you know, who knows? But to me, it sounds more of a case of fragile ego. Honestly. Wow. That was the first thing I thought. The first thing I thought is, oh my gosh, roll my eyes, like, this dude, something happened to him. or he's just in a bad mood, or maybe he's just always like that. Because again, like even for the other coach to be like, yeah, I don't know what's wrong with him, like, yeah, girl, no one's going to defend you because it's ridiculous. Like, I would think that if it was something that it was, like, they were trying to cover it up, I would think that the other coach maybe have his back a little bit more. You know what I mean? To me, it sounds more like a character thing than it does like a football related
And more
thing.
with, and you think more with the Jags head coach?
The guy-
As to why he was so upset by it?
Yes, the guy that got all mad about it,
Yeah.
I think it's him. Like, that guy clearly, again, who knows what's going on in his personal life? Do you know what I mean? Who knows what his wife did, or maybe his wife found his mistress and now his ego's already messed up and now this happened and so he was just ready to go off. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it reads like to me. Just completely not knowing these guys at all. I don't even know what these guys look like. Like, I literally know nothing about them.
Well, that's why I wanted to get your perspective.
Yeah.
Because obviously the cynic in me and the sports fan in me, we were obviously like, okay, that's suspicious. Why is he so upset by it? But this is why you need the vibe stake.
Yeah.
Because according to Madi, it's another male situation that has to do with the current male loneliness epidemic going on in our country.
Exactly.
And it's just a pee-pee-hearted, ego-fragile man. And Liam Cohen, according to Madi, just go to therapy, bro.
I honestly...
The fact that you can't take a compliment and you take a compliment as disrespect is crazy.
Well, and that's the other thing, though. It's like, even if he was doing something illegal, why would he make a big fuss about it then? Does he not have the common sense to know that that would draw more attention?
And he did. That's exactly what he did. So
That's
if he's
why.
doing something illegal, like...
Then he's just dumb. Then he's just
Yeah.
dumb. Like, it's like, okay, so either you really lack, like, some critical thinking skills, at best, you know what I mean? Or, at worst, you're just kind of, like, maybe not the greatest anger management or conflict resolution skills.
Exactly.
And also professionalism. Because, again, like, you are grown men. Like, you know, in the college thing, they're college kids. You are a grown man. You are a head coach. And you're acting like that? That's embarrassing. That's what I think, honestly. I don't know.
And as a new head coach, you heard it from Mighty Pops. If you want to make her prediction correct, Liam Cohen, you got to figure this out, because
That's right.
those are bad character traits to have. But that does lead us into more football talk.
Okay.
And into our week 3 recap.
Right. Week 3 recap. Let's go.
All right. So the Thursday night game was Seahawks Cardinals. Did you? I know you were more caught up.
I'm
this
a
week.
little more prepared, guys. I have to be honest with you guys. I can't lie. I did not watch any of the games. Okay? I didn't. I plan to this week. I genuinely will watch at least 2 games.
2.
I swear to you guys. I just had a very busy weekend. I just did not have time. But I did watch a 40-minute video recapping, commenting on the games, on the teams even. Like what this guy said in the video was that the Cardinals are basically like hopeless. So I don't know if you agree with that take.
So we could get into that now.
Okay.
So on Thursday night, the Seahawks beat the Cardinals. They were in Arizona, and since that Nazi rally in Arizona, the Arizona is they're cursed. I think they might be.
Talk about fragile egos.
Exactly. So basically, it seems like my main thing and my big takeaway is the Cardinals do not have a lack of talent. They have enough talent. I think the coaching staff is actually very good.
Okay.
I think what they lack as among players, and I think it's a change that needs to come from top to bottom, and unfortunately I think it means moving on from Kyler Murray eventually, is they have a leadership change. And specifically, I look at a team like the Cardinals and I look at a team like the Eagles. Now, the Eagles do not have a leadership change. They go as Jalen Hurts goes. And I saw it last week when they played the Rams. They started off really poor, and he's the one getting in everybody's faces. He's the one yelling at the coaches, let's start airing this fucker out.
Jalen Hurts.
He had exactly.
Okay.
He had a sense of urgency, and it's we need to go now. We're starting off too slow. There is none of that from Kyler Murray, ever. And the worst part is yes, I agree. There's no hope because Call of Duty comes out in November. So it's going to get worse.
You talked about this. I remember.
It's going to get worse, okay, guys. If you think it's bad now, it's going to get worse.
This is just the beginning.
And that's it. They finally started playing with a sense of urgency. Scored on two straight drives. Tied the game. Had an opportunity. But again, you wait too long to get going. The Seahawks drove down the field, kicked the game-winning field goal. And yes, whoever said that, they are hopeless because of... It has to do with Kyler. He even went on a run, and this is what sparked their comeback. He went on a huge 30-yard run, picked up the first down, skirted out of bounds, tossed the football. It was like it was a regular play. I'm just like, yo, if Jalen Hurts makes that play, he's tossing it and he's like saying something. He's like, let's fucking go. Baker Mayfield, any of those guys, even Jared Goff. White boy Ryan Gosling shows way more emotion than Kyler Murray, and I think that's their biggest issue.
I mean, that checks out for me. I don't really know much about him or the Seahawks in general. I'm very slowly learning. But I just think that that's like, if you don't have a good leader to rally the squad, it's just, you're not going to win. You're not going to win games. I think it's that simple. No matter what sport you're in, any team sport, like you need good mindsets. And if you don't have like that motivation, that inspiration, that push, somebody telling you that like, I believe in us, like however you want to take that challenge, however you want to communicate that, I mean, there's different ways to do it, but like how is anyone else going to believe that you guys can win?
Yeah. If
the star player doesn't believe that you can win, or at least is not showing it in any way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. They don't want it enough. And so they're going to lose.
Yeah. If your leader is showing that you're out of games, then you're out of every game.
That's it.
And then on the Sunday slate at 7:30 in the morning, our time, guys, we're Mountain Time.
Oof.
So the Vikings
7:30.
Played the Steelers. Technically, the Steelers were the home team, but this was the Dublin game.
Right. Oh,
the first game in Ireland.
Okay.
They have been begging for this game. They got Vikings Steelers,
Cute.
and the game didn't disappoint. It was a very good game.
Cute.
Steelers
won, right?
The Steelers won. They're 3-1 now. The defense played a lot better. It's played a lot better the last 2 weeks. I was a little suspect on it after last week, but this week they played a lot better. They kind of gave up a little because the Vikings came on a comeback. But the Vikings, unfortunately, they have a backup quarterback in Carson Wentz. And some of the reasons why he's a backup showed up in that game. He took bad sacks. He had bad throws. He had one throw in particular that costed them an intentional grounding. Do you know what that is?
No.
So
sorry.
A quarterback has to stay in the pocket.
Yeah.
And if they throw the ball away and they're in the pocket, it has to be near a receiver and the ball has to pass the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
The line of scrimmage is that invisible line where they have the ball and where the ball is snapped.
Yeah, the line on the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I know some things.
So the only way you don't have to do that is if you get completely flushed out of the pocket. So the pocket is also this invisible line that's between the right tackle and the left tackle. And anyway, the long story short, my boy panicked and freaked the fuck out, and the ball did not go past the line of scrimmage, and that's basically what costed them the game. So yeah.
They have injuries, right? Is that
the Vikings?
Do I remember that? Yeah, I remember hearing that as well.
So the Vikings are now, I believe, 2-2. So still not over.
Like me.
Season's still alive.
In our fantasy league.
Hey.
Not bad.
I'm 4-0, in case anybody wanted to know.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll go 4-0 in our first 4 weeks in the NBA one.
Oh, I will. I'm winning our NBA one. That's why I'm not too upset about that one.
So, Browns at Lions. The Lions won.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't pay too close attention to that game. It just seemed like one of those games where the Lions were on cruise control. I think they kind of knew that they were going to eventually win that game. It wasn't necessarily a blowout, but I don't think it was necessarily close either. So
I heard Joe Flacco needs to go.
He is going, and he's going all the way to the bench because rookie quarterback Dylan Gabriel is starting. next week.
Really? Okay,
yeah, that'll
perfect.
come up in my predictions, and we'll get into that in the 2-minute drill.
Period.
But yeah, Joe Flacco probably saw his last game as a starter. Actually, I don't think so, because if Dylan Gabriel plays like shit, they'd rather play Joe Flacco again than Shedeur.
Yeah.
So I don't think this is the last time we're gonna see Joe Flacco start a game this year.
For now.
Then we had Chargers at Giants. We had a special rookie debut from Jackson Dart. I had him. So when the draft was coming, I am. If you guys must know, I'm a Shedeur Glazer. I had Shedeur as my number 1 overall quarterback draft prospect. Okay. If you want another video, if you want to make fun of me, I will explain my reasonings why. But I always had Jackson Dart number 2. I actually had Cam Ward 3.
Okay.
So no disrespect to Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward's very good. But I was super excited about Jackson Dart. He finally started, and they get the upset win over the Chargers.
Wow. Yeah, that's what I heard as well.
Mm-hmm. It was a special performance. He did it with his legs. He did it with his arm. Cam Scatabo, their other rookie, was just headbutting people.
Was he the number 1 pick?
No.
Okay.
The number 1 pick was Cam Ward.
Okay. Yeah, I know that.
But he was the only other quarterback taken in the first round.
Got it. Okay.
Actually, the Giants went back up into the first round to get him.
Good for him. You know what? I love when the rookies do well.
Yeah.
It warms my heart.
So, I mean, I thought he would start maybe sooner. I actually thought Jameis was going to start. So, they were, before the Micah Parsons trade, I actually had the Giants because of that defense who finally got to eat because the offense was scoring and playing well. So that front four got to eat, and they were actually one of my original playoff picks.
Okay.
So we'll see if that can turn around. I think they're going to get another W, spoiler alert, in week 2, in the next week. So they could potentially have 2 wins, 2-3, making a comeback. Are they going to be the first 0-3 team to make the playoffs? We'll find out.
Maybe.
Commanders at Falcons. Oh boy. After last week, after all my shit talking about Michael Penis, he balled out. He played well.
I remember that. I remember that because the guy in the video called him the same thing.
Really?
Yes.
I'm telling you, it's sweeping the nation.
He
Michael
called him
Penis.
the penis.
You know what? He's gotta own it, because it would be great if we could get custom jerseys
Why
with
did
penis
they call
on the
him
back.
that again?
His name's Penix.
Okay.
Penix.
Okay.
So it's just funnier if people call him Penis.
Okay.
Again, this comes from my generation. We're very unserious. And when you have a name like Penix, you're going to get called Penis. And it is what it is.
He should embrace it.
But you know what? Hey, it seems like maybe he did, because they beat the Commanders' ass. Now, the Commanders were without their starter in Jaden Daniels. But a huge bounce back week for the Falcons. They're very up and down. They're very inconsistent. If they can get that consistency going, they're a team that a lot of people picked as a sleeper for the playoffs.
Okay.
So, they're 2-2.
Let's see.
Panthers at Patriots. Patriots.
I heard that the Patriots look good.
Drake May looks like the best quarterback from the draft class from last year. Just kidding. No, but he's had the biggest leap. It's still Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
But he's had the biggest leap by far.
Okay.
They started to play my boy Travion Henderson a little bit more, and that offense looked good. We're going to see that offense this week against the Buffalo Bills, who I've seen some cracks in that defense, but we're going to see how good that Patriots defense is.
That's a challenge, right?
Against Buffalo.
Buffalo's doing well.
If I'm going to suggest for you to watch a game, try to watch that one.
When is it?
On
Do you
Sunday.
know? Sunday.
Yeah. I'll give you a time when, when all
I can
this
do that. I
wraps
can
up.
do that.
I'll give Maddie 2 games to watch.
Yeah, give me the 2 best games.
I'll give her the 2 best games.
I know sometimes it's hard to predict, but...
Eagles at Bucks.
Eagles.
It's a tale of 2 games, really. 2 halves. Eagles dominated the first half, and I thought the Bucks dominated the second half. Yeah, so there's been a lot of discussion about the Eagles this week on media, or specifically in sports media. And I feel that it's been more Eagle supporters than Eagle deters. The Eagles are 4-0. They did beat the Bucks.
Yeah.
Now, I'm in between on it. I think it's important for the Eagles to be 4-0. But if we could get serious, and I'll edit it to where the lights are dimmed. Okay. Because I'm going to have a serious pep talk with the Eagles. This is my first pep talk of the year.
Okay. Tell them.
Now, it's going to be, we're going to show a crystal ball right here. Maybe right below me.
Yeah.
Okay, Eagles.
Spotlight.
Now, I've been hearing a lot of talk that it doesn't matter, how you're winning and losing as long as you're winning, especially in the month of September and in October. Who cares how it looks in those months? You should worry when it's November and December. But here's the forewarning that I want to give to Eagles fans. Do you remember 2023? Do you remember what that looked like? You guys went 10-1. You had a great team. You were having a great year. But were you winning games by a lot? You're winning games by the same circumstances, whether that's by late touchdowns, late stops, controversial calls, maybe even. You were 10-1. You were on top of the world. You were the number 1 seed. You won one more game the rest of that year, and you got bounced out in the first round in the wild card to the Bucs. Do you remember what your problems were? You had problems in your secondary, and your offense lacked a lot of creativity and a lot of explosive plays. Does that sound familiar? Now, while I agree, winning and losing matters more in November and December. But here's the problem if you're winning too much in September and October. There is this little thing called the trade deadline. And if that comes and goes and you have the same record that you did in 2023 and you're 10-1, what the Eagles and your team will do the same thing. You will start to get it in your head that we're fine. We don't need to address anything, even though, hate to break it to you, your secondary's trash. Your offensive line, especially your run game, does not look the same as it used to last year. Saquon Barkley has been bottled under 100 in the first 4 games, and he has yet to burn anybody on a huge run yet. Now, while Jalen Hurts is playing great, and arguably, again, another perfect game from him, you are wasting a potential Jalen Hurts MVP year if you don't correct these problems. Because, I hate to break it to you, later on, those curl routes that you continue to run on game line situations with A.J. Brown, eventually, somebody's going to figure it out, and it's not going to work. And you don't want to be in a situation where you're 10-1, you haven't made any moves at the trade deadline, and you're willing to go into the playoffs with this team. I'm guaranteeing you, you will get exposed again. It is better, in my opinion, and in the Eagles' opinion, to lose in September and October. Now, the reason why I say that is because, oh my God, let's not act like the sky is falling, because last year the Eagles were 2-2. That's exactly my point. You had 2 losses. You had things that you needed to address, and you did, and you got better because of them. If you don't address them now, you won't be able to address them in November and December. That's the thing that everybody's getting wrong. You won't be able to address them in those months. Again, in 2024, you were 2-2, but your offensive run game was great, and your defense was great. Those are sustainable recipes for winning in January. That is why that panic button didn't need to be pushed. You got losses. It allowed you to reassess and refocus. I'm just giving it to you as a warning. If I'm an Eagles fan, I'm begging that we lose a game sometime soon, and in fact, maybe even lose more than one. Wow. That's my warning.
Well, you read them to filth. I mean, that's kind of what I heard as well, that they're just not, like we said, like you have to want it. I just feel like it's like, from what I've heard, it doesn't seem like it seems they're like comfortable.
Yeah.
And that's not going to get you anywhere. Like, you can't just like bank on this idea of like, you're just going to get handed wins.
Yeah.
And I do think that obviously losing, like, maybe they need a little bit of a check,
And the biggest problem is Eagles fans and, the sports media that aren't pressing the panic button. They're trying to compare them to the New England Patriots. And Eagles fans, I hear you. You got a guy that's willing to do anything it takes to win, and it doesn't always show up on the stat line. They take care of the football, and they win games at the end of the day. That's the Jalen Hurts, Tom Brady comparison. Even though it's a little weird because Jalen Hurts is very mobile and Tom Brady wasn't. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. I watched Tom Brady for a good 15, 20 years of my life. If it didn't look good, the Patriots didn't care if they just won the game. At the end of the day, it's important to care only about winning, but the Patriots also cared about what it fucking looked like. And that's exactly what Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, because they're psychopaths, would be pissed about even if they won. If they played down to the level of a team, or if they felt like they weren't winning the way they should, it didn't matter if they won the game. And you could watch all those press conferences. You can look up old clips. you might as well think that they have lost the way they're talking about it. Because at the end of the day, it didn't matter if they won. They wanted to beat the living shit out of you while they did it. So the Eagles, it should matter how it looks. I know that they've played, really, they've only played 3 good teams because the Cowboys, as we know, are not a good team. And you barely won that game. That's why I'm saying it should matter regardless of how you're winning games. Because last year, this Eagles running team with Saquon and that defense, after the 2-2 start, you were bludgeoning people. But again, I don't think you would have bludgeoned people if it did look that way and you weren't getting a couple losses under your belt to refocus and retighten up and fix those problems that you had in those games.
Yeah. I mean, I agree.
They're accepting things that they wouldn't accept because they're winning. They're accepting things that they wouldn't have accepted in losses, and that's the biggest problem that they have right now.
They got their Super Bowl, like they're winning again. It makes sense to me that they would be complacent, you know. So
that's all I have to say about that.
Get it together.
We're gonna clip that together and we're gonna put that everywhere because I have something to say about that.
Period.
Titans at Texans. Texans. Thank you for not making me liars.
I heard they won.
They won, finally.
And I heard the Titans are also hopeless.
The Titans are also hopeless, but they have a tiny glimmer of hope, and it is Cam Ward.
Right.
I think he looks good, despite the team sucks. But again,
what does
more
he
than
play
the team
again?
sucks. Quarterback.
Oh, okay.
Then Saints at Bills. The Bills this game was kind of like the Lions and Browns. It felt a lot closer than it was. But really, I mean, the Bills, I think there was never a question that they were going to lose this game. They were just kind of sleepwalking. I think you shouldn't do that because on any given Sunday, as they say, you can get had. So I kind of don't like that for either the Lions and Bills, but it also does show how dominant and how good these teams are that they can kind of just do that. So
fair.
Then we had Colts at Rams. I was so upset that this is the one that I got wrong. I was pulling for the Colts. The Colts would have won if it weren't for second-year wide receiver Adonai Mitchell. I don't know if what you watched talked about that.
I don't remember that at least.
So I don't know why people still do it, but there is this celebration that you have where you kind of like... So they call it the Michael Irvin celebration. I think that's where it originates from. Michael Irvin, when he would score with the Dallas Cowboys, this was back in the 90s and 80s, that he would kind of like taunt the opposing defender and like mess around with the ball near the goal line, like kind of leaving it out or, you know, dropping it as soon as he gets in there, like, oh, like, you know, get it. It's a dick move.
Yeah, okay.
But he didn't fuck that up. Now too many people do it. So Adonai Mitchell makes this incredible play, and he's about to score. The Colts are about to take the lead. If they score this, they win the game. They would have won the game. He drops it right before they cross the white line for the end zone. Stop. The ball rolls out the back of the end zone, touchback, turnover. And that's how they lose the game.
So it was an accident, or he was like...
Basically an accident, but it is the biggest bonehead and dumbass thing because it happens every year in football, and coaches, even on Pee-wee leagues, advise you, please don't do that. It's like something stupid's going to happen, and it happened again on Sunday.
Shame.
And it begs the question, why, oh why, are receivers still doing this? We don't know.
Needless to say, I don't think he'll do that again.
All the blows to the head, maybe.
Exactly. Come on.
We got to give him a break.
Give him a break. He's probably had 50 concussions at this point.
50? Then,
I don't know, in his life.
Then we had Jags at 49ers. Obviously, the Jags won on a late field goal. The 49ers are just decimated with injuries now.
Yeah, that's what I heard
too. Yeah, that...
Hopeless.
You know, good on Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars for winning a game they probably should have won. Ravens at Chiefs. I was so happy I got this one right.
The Chiefs won, right?
The Chiefs won.
Yeah.
I called it. I told everybody this, you know... Lamar and this team,
they finally looked good, right?
Well, the Chiefs looked great.
Yeah, they finally looked good.
That offense looked great. They were scoring. I still think they have a little bit of a problem in the red zone, but again, right back on track. I said it, and that was another warning that I had. We were way too early to count out the Chiefs. They're still the Chiefs at the end of the day, and they're still a threat. I did pick them to win the division, and that can still happen considering the Chargers just lost. It's right back in play.
What's
this
their
is why
record?
you can't count them out. The Chiefs are 2-2, and the Chargers are
Okay, that's what I
3-1. So
thought.
now they're only one game back.
Okay.
The Chargers do have, I think, a game and a half above, just because all three of their wins are in the division.
Right, the tiebreakers and all that. Yeah.
So, yeah, and then Lamar got hurt. He probably won't play this week
Lamar
against
Jackson,
the Texans.
the quarterback of the Ravens.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
Which hurts because I have him in my 4-0 fantasy league, but
Oof.
I picked up Jackson Dart, so I'll be fine. Bears at Raiders. Man, I was wrong. I thought Gino
The
was...
Bears won, right?
Yeah, I thought Gino was going to play great just because they're playing the Bears, but man, Gino, I think I'm just right in general that he fucking sucks. I thought he would at least play well against a bad team, but three interceptions. Caleb Williams had another consistent performance, pretty good.
Okay.
And they won off a blocked kick. The Raiders were setting up to win the game, and another blocked kick.
I heard that actually.
Kick.
I heard the blocked kick. Yeah, they can't stop now. Can't stop, won't stop.
The train has started. This year, we're gonna see the most blocked kicks.
Period.
Packers at Cowboys. What a weird game. A shootout. 40-point game. I was right.
I saw that one.
I was right. And if you go back to my predictions, I said the Packers were at least gonna score 40, and they did. I just didn't expect the Cowboys to also score 40.
Yeah. I saw that they went into overtime, that they tied. I saw that the Cowboys should have gotten it, but that like at the last minute the Raiders pulled through.
Yeah.
Or not the Raiders, the Packers.
At the end of the day, it still shows how embarrassing Jerry is, because the reason why the Cowboys didn't lose is because Micah Parsons tracks down Dak Prescott for the key sack that forced the Cowboys to kick a field goal instead of getting a touchdown.
I kind of love
at the end of the day,
for him.
it still kind of proves like, Jerry, not only would you have won week 1 against the Eagles if you had Micah Parsons, but you for sure would have won week 4 because Micah Parsons wouldn't have been there to make that play. He would have been playing for your team.
You know, I think a theme of this week is bruised egos,
Bruised
big
egos.
egos. That man, you know, they
The
say
biggest-
everything's
yeah.
bigger in Texas, including his ego.
His
You
ego,
know what
exactly.
I mean?
The main point of this episode today is that men, go to therapy.
Literally.
Go to therapy. Jets at Dolphins on Monday night. We had a doubleheader on Monday night. Dolphins looked pretty decent. I thought the Jets actually looked pretty decent too. I still like what I'm seeing from Justin Fields. He looks a lot better than he has ever looked. But Tua slowly coming together a little bit more.
Okay.
Seems like they're playing and trying to, fight for their head coach, Mike McDaniel's job. But unfortunately, they did lose Tua to a dislocated knee. So they will be out. I think he's going to be out the rest of the year. Or no. Tyreek Hill.
I was going to say, it was like
sorry about that,
another
guys.
dislocated knee. That's right. I did see that guy. That looked horrible. And it's not just a dislocated knee either. He tore like multiple ligaments.
Oh my gosh.
Because I saw it on TikTok.
Yeah, I just saw the update on Monday night.
Oh my God.
So I didn't know it got worse, but
I saw like immediately all these doctors were like, well, yes, it's definitely dislocated, but you cannot dislocate your knee to that degree without tearing multiple ligaments. And they already said he definitely tore his ACL and probably a few other ligaments.
Here's the thing though. He's already an older receiver.
That's what I heard.
And he's the fastest man in the NFL.
Wow.
When you have an injury like that at that age,
it's
sorry.
probably game over.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill is no longer the fastest man in the NFL, unfortunately.
Poor guy.
I hope he
feel bad
bounces
for
back
him.
eventually and plays another year. But also, low-key, not a good dude. Should look into that too, yeah.
Oh,
low-key, not a good dude. So, for the NFL's sake, as far as entertainment, not good. But, like, at the end of the day, like,
Wow.
Tyreek Hill, not a good dude.
A little bit of karma energy.
I wouldn't go as far to say karma, because I wouldn't want that to happen to me. What happened to his knee? But yeah, I'm just overall saying
everything comes
it's
back
not like
in some way.
It's not like Kirk Cousins getting hurt. That's a good dude. It's a solid dude.
I saw him. I saw all his how he was in such a good mood and how he's been so optimistic about it, and I was like, oh, I feel so bad for him. Like he seemed from that very limited exposure, like such a nice guy.
Yeah, he was playing better. They were playing better, and now they're gonna have to go to the rest of the year without him.
I mean, that injury was brutal.
Then Bengals and Broncos, another game where the Broncos kind of sleepwalked. Yeah, the Bengals look lost without Joe Burrow. And they look lost without Conrad Fisher.
My Shayla.
The same way Belly's lost without,
Exactly. They're in their Jeremiah phase right now.
So Belly is Jamar Chase, right?
Oh, okay.
They're lost. Look like shit. And then Joe Burrow is Conrad. And then you have out here over Jake Browning being Jeremiah. He's just not the missing piece,
Yeah,
doesn't work.
He's Jeremiah.
Yeah,
he's not Conrad.
I think they should trade for Kirk Cousins just to maybe save the season, because
another
you could potentially get
pretty reference.
Exactly, you could get Cousins.
Yes, that's why.
You could get potentially to the playoffs with Kirk Cousins. You're 2-2. The season's not over, but they would have to make the trade now. They would probably have to trade Trey Hendrickson just to make the trade happen. But I say, you know what? The defense isn't necessarily great. I don't think... I love Trey Hendrickson, but I don't think he's enough of an impact player right now. I think they're going to need to rely on, scheme anyway. But if you could get Joe Burrow back for the playoffs, any way you can.
When will he be back, do you think?
If he were to come back, earliest would probably be week 12. So that's a long time.
Poor Conrad.
Long time. So, Bengals look lost, but Broncos got an important win. They're 2-2. So that division, outside of the Raiders, they're dead. They're dead as long as they have Geno. But Broncos, Chargers, and Chiefs. This is a race now. Okay. Chiefs have not been in a race like this since Patrick Mahomes was
a baby.
No, a senior in high school.
This was before he was on the team.
Before he was even on the team. They've owned that division. So that's where we're at. So now is that time?
Okay, get out my timer, guys. It is time for the 2-minute drill. This is a segment where Anthony gets 2 minutes to go through his predictions for the next week. So, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
49ers at Rams on Thursday. 49ers, you're just decimated with injuries. I'm going to go Rams. Vikings, Browns. Vikings, come on. I'm not a believer in Dylan Gabriel. No shade against him, but I think Carson Wentz bounces back. I'm going with the Vikings. Raiders at Colts. Raiders are an absolute joke with Geno, so Colts. Giants at Saints. Jackson Dart, you're going to win 2 in a row, and you're going to be electric. You're in my starting lineup. You better go off, boy. Giants. Cowboys at Jets. I'm going with the Jets in the upset. Cowboys won't be able to stop a running quarterback. And Dak will throw a pick. Broncos at Eagles. Again, I gave the warning. I think the Eagles are going to skate by and win another close one, and I think they're going to go another week without addressing anything. And they won't have to, because they're going to win another game. So I'm picking the Eagles. Dolphins at Panthers. Dolphins, Tua's playing a lot better. Texans at Ravens. No Lamar. That's a huge problem. I loved Cooper Rush on the Cowboys. He'll win the next week, but not this week. Texans win again. Titans at Cardinals. Kyler, Call of Duty hasn't come. Cardinals will win. Bucks at Seahawks. I just think that Seahawks defense looks so good. I think this is going to be a huge loss for the Bucks. Not in score, but for the rest of their year, I think it's going to propel them and help them. And I think they're going to make a trade at the trade deadline. Lions at Bengals. Lions, unless the Bengals trade for Kirk Cousins, but Lions by 1 million. Commanders at Chargers. I'm going to go with the Chargers to bounce back. I still really like their defense, and I still don't think Jaden Daniels is ready yet. They're also decimated with injuries. Patriots at Bills. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game, maybe game of the week, but I'm going to pick Josh Allen to edge out the Patriots. And Chiefs and Jags. Chiefs, they're back.
Okay, you went 2 seconds over, but that wasn't that bad. That wasn't that bad.
2 seconds over. But...
You did good.
And then, in case you're wondering, why didn't you talk about my team? Packers, Steelers, Bears, Falcons are all on bye weeks.
Okay, right.
So they're all not playing.
Right. Okay, fair enough. Well, that was pretty good. We'll see if you're right.
So now we're gonna move on to one of our last topics. The episode is almost over, guys. Yes. So just hang tight. We're going to move back to this little segment that we're going to keep running every week.
Ongoing segment.
It's called Explain in NBA Terms. So Mari's going to ask about something that she doesn't quite understand for the NFL. And I'm going to have to explain it to her in NBA terms. Mari, what is that thing?
This is my way to learn, guys. I told Anthony that for this week, I wanted him to explain to me what a tight end is. I don't know what that is. I don't really understand what they do. And I would like it explained, please.
Okay, so the best way that I could put it is it's combining the roles of an offensive lineman, the fat dudes that protect the quarterback,
right,
and also help in the run game. But it's also combining that role with a wide receiver, the dude that goes out and catches passes.
Right.
So basically, they are the ones that can line up on the line of scrimmage with the offensive lineman. Wide receivers can't do that.
Right. They're too
small.
So
as you see,
stuff,
like
right?
the fat dudes all line up together, and sometimes you'll see the tight end line up right next to him. They have that responsibility. They have that job, so they can go either run block, pass block, or go out for a catch. So the way I kind of relate that to the NBA is they're like a center. So what a center needs to do in the NBA is you also need to be ready for passes and catch lobs and still score. So really good centers still need to be a threat to score.
Of course.
Which is what tight ends do. But they also are the anchor defensively. They do the dirty work.
Rim
they
protector.
also set up other people to potentially score with screens and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's basically the block, like they're setting it for a running back or something. But then they can also go off of a pick and roll and go catch a lob and score.
That actually makes a lot of sense. You actually explained that really well. That clicked for me right away. Thank you.
They are a center.
Really
a tight end is a center.
You did really well there. I like that. I like that comparison. That makes sense. It makes sense.
That was my favorite one.
I don't even have any follow-up questions.
I did it very clear. Yeah.
Because that makes sense completely to me now. Now I know what a tight end is, guys.
Hell yeah. So that's not my best take of the day. Here's my best take. We're on to Anthony's best bets. So I'm going to give you guys some things that you're going to want to bet on either Prize Picks, Dabble, or Underdog. Underdog is now my personal favorite.
Okay.
I just started using it.
Okay.
So these are my best bet player props for the weekend for the NFL. I have Ladd McConkey over just to get one touchdown. I've been picking this for like 3 straight weeks now. And just playing the odds, it's got to happen at some point. Dak Prescott to throw 1 interception. I know this isn't me hating on Dak. I think he's played great, but I think they're going to be in a tighter game than people expect. And I'm just calling it now. The interception's not going to be his fault, but he's going to throw one. Luke McCaffrey to at least get 4 catches. So that's 3.5 receptions. You're going to want to hit the over on that. Garrett Wilson to score 1 touchdown against the Cowboys. Shouldn't be hard, if we're being honest. And it's the only guy that seems to create any separation or do anything on the Jets offense. Stephon Diggs. Madi has him in fantasy.
I do. Cardi
She's
B's
going to
baby
need him.
daddy.
He's going to score 1 against the Bills. It's a little bit of a revenge game for him. He's going to score 1 touchdown. Travis Kelce to score 1 receiving touchdown against the Jaguars. Jamar Chase, they call me crazy, but I feel like they're going to force feed him the ball considering nothing's gone well. And he's going to score at least 1 touchdown against the Lions. And then on Thursday night, this is a little bonus. I have Jake Tonges, the tight end for the 49ers, to score 1 touchdown as well. Those are my best bets, my picks for the week.
Here
on that,
first.
you can mix and match them any way you want. Those are the ones that I like.
All right. Do with that what you will, guys. Those are Anthony's picks. And you know what that means? That means that we are here at the final segment of today's episode. And that is our MVV. That's right, guys. It's your favorite segment, the most valuable vibes of the week. This is our version of an MVP, okay? But we're not talking about who the best player was. Might not even be a player at all. We're talking who brought the vibes this week. Whose vibes were the most valuable? And Anthony, I know you have a pick. Is that right?
It's Jackson Dart. I mean, he looked great. It looked like the game was just coming to him. And he had a great feel for when to stay in the pocket and throw it. And also when to get the fuck out and just take off. And I was so impressed by him. I love his I'm going to use his word. I love his moxie. He's got so much aura to him. I think he's a great leader, and he really gets guys energized and jazzed up. And you know, as much as I don't like the Giants, obviously being a Cowboys fan, this is great for them, and the fan base should be excited.
That's good. What's his name again?
Jackson Dart.
Go Jackson Dart.
And how is that not a quarterback's name? Are you kidding me? It's like made up.
Yeah, I like it.
He's got a movie quarterback name.
Congratulations, Jackson Dart, on winning MVP. And thank you guys for watching today's episode. You guys are always the MVPs in our hearts, of course. Thank you for watching. Make sure that you go watch our other episodes. We are just putting out our NBA predictions for all the NBA awards, the NBA season playoffs, all that. Go watch that. We have a lot of awesome content coming up. So make sure you go check that out. Subscribe to our channel if you are watching on YouTube. And if you're not, maybe you could still go and subscribe. First Team All Vibes. We are First Team All Vibes everywhere. Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You can listen to us too. I mean, the options are limitless. So go support us. Like the video. It doesn't cost you anything, but it makes a big difference for us. Leave a comment. Do you agree? You know, who do you think's going to win this next week? What are your thoughts? What are your predictions for these teams going forward? We want to hear from you. But without further ado, that is all from us. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.